The Institute of Global Politics is an academic research institution that takes advantage of the experience of practitioners from the United States and around the world to work with students and others to both identify and try to provide solutions to real-world problems.
IGP exists to bridge the gap between the theory and practice, between the scholars, the academics, and the practitioners, and so they can engage our students, the next generations of leaders, in this live educational opportunity.
SIPA is the premier public policy institution, not just in the United States, but around the world. You bring all of those pieces together, SIPA is the place to have this kind of institute.
It's a school that doesn't just talk about having dialogue between the academy and the decision-making environment, but it demonstrates it both in the faculty it recruits, the way it teaches, and in the research that's done.
As a policymaker serving in the Senate for 8 years, serving as Secretary of State, it was often frustrating to me that much of the research that had been done on a particular problem was not brought into the policy debates. There are a lot of ways that the Institute can and will have a real-world impact. Elevating research and the faculty who are doing it, connecting the faculty to decision makers, and at least doing our part to try to bring the best intellectual knowledge to the forefront of decision making.
The way the Institute is structured, bringing in distinguished fellows from outside, is part of the process of engagement between academics and the rest of the world.
I'm very excited about the fellows. It's a broad cross-section of people from literally around the world who come from both sides of the aisle, from the global south as well as the north, who bring their experiences in business, in non-governmental organizations, in politics.
The Distinguished Fellows complement our faculty by bringing unique real-world experience and expertise that are essential to inform and advance our understanding of complex policy problems and practical solutions.
It's going to give us the opportunity to tackle issues in a way where we can go deeply into how can we make a difference using academic knowledge, academic thought.
I'm really excited about the Student Fellows Program because I think that's going to give even more in-depth engagement for a special group of students who want to be directly involved with the fellows, with IGP.
I think where the fellows can play a role is with the students and the young people that are trying to learn their craft, how to become a policymaker, how to become a U.S. official or an official in their home government, to be able to talk to practitioners, to former diplomats, to get the practical experience, how the negotiations work, what were the logistics to get this conference set up and done. I think those are the sorts of things that the fellows can impart.
Students are particularly anxious to be part of the solution, not just to wring their hands about the problems. And we're going to make sure that students have a chance to hear from decision makers, to see people in action who have been at the forefront of what's gone on in our country and our world.
We're going to be able to interact with them, help advise them on policy papers, also have the opportunity to be research assistants with them. And I think that adds to our knowledge and our expertise, as well as provides a platform for us to get our work and our thoughts out there into actual policy making.
IGP's commitment to civil debate is essential to our mission. Constructive disagreement is critical to break through partisan gridlock and implement practical solutions.
At a very fundamental level, civil discourse between people with different views is at the foundation of representative democracy. One of the things that I think we need to do in an academic institution is to model civil discourse and respect for different views.
We can disagree about politics without being disagreeable. And I've tried to use that in my dealings with the press and with my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. And it's amazing how much you can get done when you're willing to listen to somebody else, take their views into account, keep your own principles, but try and figure out ways that you work together to bring about something good for the country.
We're not going to be able to make progress on our biggest challenges moving forward unless we're able to build some measure of consensus. And I think as a research university, not a partisan organization, that we can do that.
This is a fantastic time for the creation of an institute like the Institute for Global Politics, because the international order that prevailed from World War II until now is being questioned. We now realize that the things that affect us the most are global in nature.
The idea that we have now to look at AI and democracy is not going to take years. It cannot. We will no longer have democracy in that time period. We need to come up with new processes, new collaborative efforts. That's what I hope the Institute will do.
There's so much research and so many scholars at Columbia studying the Global South, collaborating with their peers in the Global South, with activists, with governments. And so the Institute has the opportunity to learn from that work and to take advantage of those networks, to collaborate with people that is already grounded in the Global South and to bring those views to policy making.
There are so many important challenges that have to be addressed where people live, but also have to be dealt with globally, because you can't ignore the impact one has on the other.
IGP and SEPA have a unique role to bring the right group of people together to help understand problems and develop solutions.
There is something about the city of New York at this time, in this place, the opportunity for not only the city of New York, but also Columbia University and the School of International and Public Affairs and the Institute of Global Politics, all happening at the same time. A lot of eyes are going to be on what happens at the IGP.
What happens in Hong Kong or Tel Aviv or Kyiv or Ankara impacts life here in New York and around the world. Our campus here at Columbia will be home to bipartisan civil conversation and, yes, debate, not happening anywhere else.
I'm excited because I think this is an important effort. I'm thrilled it's happening here at Columbia in New York City, and I think that SEPA is exactly the right place to house it.